Hello class. So today I'm doing the push-up assessment test. I've done this several times before. This test is to measure the strength of the shoulders, the pectoral, and the tricep muscles. To begin, you place your hands in front of you in a position where they're comfortable. So to start out, your hands go wherever you're comfortable. For me, it's just below my chest mainly, and from there, you want to make sure that your feet are at least 12 inches, up to 12 inches apart, so I can't go wide like this. You can't see from that angle. I can't go wide like this. I have to be at least 12 inches. So in this case, I like my feet closer. From there, your body should be in a straight line. You shouldn't have anything dipping of this sort or anything bowing of this sort. Your body want to be relatively straight. From this position, you want to start. And this is going to be your starting position. From here, you want to lower your body in a straight line completely. And you want to make sure that you go low enough so that your elbows, let me show you, your elbows are at a close to a 90-degree angle. That's when you know you're going low enough. So from here to here, this is low enough. I can go lower to my chest, to the floor, but it's not necessary. You want to make sure you keep your arms extended all the way out. That's gonna be the next thing. So when you come all the way down, you have to come all the way back up. Some people like to stop here and just do this motion here. That's not a complete rep. Also, there's two positions that you can rest in. One right here. This is not a resting position where you put your knees on the ground. And another position that you cannot rest in is where your feet holds the brunt of the load. So where you kind of sit here, my feet are on the ground, but I'm holding most of my body weight. Your only two authorized resting positions are to sag here or to bow up, but not in the way in which your body is being held mostly by your legs. Those two positions are the only resting positions. You have 2 minutes to do as many push-ups as possible. If you raise your hands or feet anytime during the assessment, it will be considered inaccurate and you should start over. Again, you have 2 minutes. In the 2-minute time frame, you should, depending on your age group, determines how many points you get. So for a 17-year-old to a 21-year-old, they should have 71 push-ups. 71 push-ups equals 100 points, which is a max basically. A 75 is for anybody in the age group of 22 to 26. Oh, what's that? 27 to 31 should do the maximum of 77 push-ups. Then it comes back down, where as you get older, it drops. And these are for male standards. For anyone 32 to 36, it drops down to 75. Anyone 37 to 41 drops down to 73, so on and so forth. The female standards are slightly different, where it's saying a max would be at 42 push-ups at the age group of 17 to 21. 100 points, again, for any women between the age of 22 and 26 is 46 push-ups, and the max for a woman that's 27 to 31 would be 50 push-ups. And then it goes in a downward slope as you get older, back to 32 to 36 being 45 push-ups, and 37 to 41 being 40 push-ups. So the materials that you would need to take this test would be a second person to count the push-ups and to also watch how low you're going during the push-ups. And a mat is recommended. You don't necessarily need a mat, you just need a surface that isn't so abrasive like concrete or anything like that, because it can make it kind of difficult for a person when they do take their knees or even for their hands. A stopwatch is a must to count the amount of time, and a counter. I've seen them before where they just simply click as the person completes the repetition or things of that nature. The strength of this particular muscle endurance basically will give you an idea of a person's pectoral, tricep, and shoulder muscle strength overall. It's not a guarantee of that, but it'll give you a good idea of that. A major weakness of this particular test is that if a person isn't good at doing push-ups at all, or can only do a little bit or a very minimal amount of push-ups, they won't be able to take this test to get an assessment of their strength. They could be much weaker than the average person or weaker than people in general, but they won't be able to get an assessment of their strength. So that kind of leaves them at a point where they cannot do this particular test. And this is a broad demonstration of a muscular fitness field test and how to